Good afternoon. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful Sunday in Putnam County, Tennessee. It is a beautiful day, but it's a warm one, so I hope everyone stays safe today and then through the next week or so with all the warm weather going on. But just want to get on here on Facebook Live again and say that I have achieved a new milestone. Of course, many of you know that I DoorDash on the side. I've been delivering now for just over 3 years, and just crossed today the 6,000th career delivery that I've been able to bring to homes in different areas. About 97 to 98% of my deliveries have been here in Putnam and surrounding counties, but I have gone to Nashville and Huntsville, Alabama. I've been in Destin and Orlando down in Florida, and I think a few other places as well where I've delivered. I've delivered up in Pigeon Forge before as well, but about 97 to 98% of my deliveries have been here in mostly Putnam and some of the surrounding counties. And now, of course, when I do a lot of these Facebook Lives, a lot of times here lately it's been for campaign updates, and this one is actually no exception. And of course that brings a question, I'm sure, to many of your minds: what does DoorDash have to do with making myself available to serve as your next trustee? Well, we'll talk about that here in just a moment. First off, I want to talk about how I started getting into DoorDash. It wasn't something that I came up with on my own, so I want to talk about how we did that, why I do it for, and also how that service will benefit you, or can give me that experience to benefit you with the trustee election next year. First off, the how did I start doing it? Well, many of you know that I drove from Cookeville to Nashville for almost a year. I was the branch manager of a credit union branch in downtown Nashville for the old Tennessee Teachers Credit Union. It's now known as Tenn. It was the Tennessee Credit Union. They've changed names a few times, but now Tenn is what they're known as. Our local Cookeville branch is right behind Olive Garden here in town, right there off Restaurant Row. And after a couple of years of working at the branch here in Cookeville, I got a email from my manager's manager, you might say, over in Morristown, over in East Tennessee, and she reached out to me. It was just about, I guess it was about 4 years ago, I guess it was now, in the last part of June of 21, and she asked me if I would like the opportunity to go to Nashville to serve as the branch manager, as the current branch manager was leaving for another role at another credit union in the metro area. And so that was it was a life-changing experience. It was something that I wasn't planning for, as I was thinking of doing some other things locally as well. But I took on that opportunity. A lot of folks are like, "You're crazy driving down to Nashville," and it wasn't something I applied for. It wasn't something I had to interview for. I was offered it because of the experience I had already, and being proficient in my work already. And so I took that opportunity to grow in my experience in financial services leadership in a manager role. But I did decide after almost a year to come back to Cookeville because I was kind of slacking on my family time and slacking on some duties and responsibilities I had back here at home. And so I decided to make my way back towards Cookeville to work again. Now, just before I did that, my brother-in-law, Brandon, who was married to my sister-in-law, Summer, the guidance counselor at King Creek Elementary, my brother, they were doing some DoorDash for a while. My brother-in-law, Brandon, approached me just a few weeks before I came back from Nashville. He says, "You ought to get in on this DoorDash." And of course, Rachel and I, we try to save our money, so we're not big on getting stuff delivered to us. To this day, I've still never actually ordered DoorDash myself, even though now we've crossed over 6,000 career deliveries. And so when Brandon approached me about, "Yeah, you got to get in on this DoorDash," I'm like, "Well," I said, we live close to all these restaurants. We don't actually get things delivered." He said, "No, I don't mean get it delivered to you." He said, "I mean get it, go ahead and deliver it to the people around." And I said, "Is it easy to do it?" He told me how easy it was. You sign up, get on a waiting list, and you do background checks, all that kind of thing. And so I did this in May of 22. I signed in, I got accepted in the last week or two. I was down in Nashville, but I didn't actually start delivering until I came back to Cookeville and working in my old office back here in Cookeville again. And so I got hooked on it pretty quickly. Of course, I was running for Cookeville City Council in that summer as well. But I got hooked on DoorDash. DoorDash actually helped to pay for a little bit of that city council campaign. But I started realizing what kind of benefit it had, not only for me, but also for others as well. And that kind of leads us to the why. Why do I keep DoorDashing? How comes I've done these 6,000 career deliveries and it's all on the side? Sometimes at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I've done it at breakfast at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes on my lunch breaks I have done this in the past as well. Had actually one lunch break when I worked at the Tennessee Credit Union, where I made a little bit more than my normal job by delivering 3 orders and then getting back after an hour of being gone. And so to kind of lead into the why I continue to do it, again, there's a great benefit, not just for me and Rachel personally, but you start realizing with DoorDash how that benefits other people as well. We had a great lady at church just a couple of years ago who had cardiac surgery. And of course with DoorDash, it's all random, it's all an computer algorithm, so you don't control whose houses you go to when you get these offers. But I ended up delivering to, and actually her husband answered the door when I delivered. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I guess I'm delivering your food." And afterward it kind of dawned on me what a great service for her. Both her and her husband could not leave the house because of her situation of having to recover, and here I was able to help them in just a little way, help them to be able to recover. Not long ago, a little over a year ago, I guess it was around Christmas time, in 23, I had a woman give us an order as well too. She says, "Appreciate you." She said, "Stay safe, but most importantly, just know that we appreciate you because I have a sick child at home, and if I could go out, I would, but I'm not able to go out and go ahead and get this medicine for my child and get dinner and that sort of thing." So just you get these situations that happen from time to time, these little stories that come up, and you start realizing it's a great benefit for us to be able to DoorDash because we're able to go out there and see different parts of town, and we're also able to make a little side money. Of course, a lot of folks are curious about that. I've had a friend of mine who was my father-in-law's previous boss a while back. He asked me one time at a cornhole game we were playing, he says, "Why are you DoorDashing for? Do you need the money?" And I said, "No, not really." I said, "But I just enjoy doing it." And again, that's because why? Not just for getting around town, but also we are helping other people in their situations. We're also helping small business. Behind me is Cookville Pizza and Pub right here on the edge of the Tennessee Tech campus. Of course, Soul Craft Coffee is next door. Anna and Tyler Dunn have opened up Soul Craft down on Broad Street and expanded out here, right behind the former South Hall here at Tennessee Tech, over here at so you think about these couple of businesses around the corner. We have Victor's Taco Shop and Crepes and Cream that are here. We've got Panda Garden, we've got El Tac, we've got Ray's Mexican Restaurant, all these different businesses, and we can keep going down the list. Poets and so many others that all participate in DoorDash. And in a small way on the side, I'm able to help these small businesses with getting items to their customers that they might not otherwise get to them because of the customers wanting to stay home at that particular time. And so not only is it the big chain stores and restaurants, Walgreens and Dollar General and Aldi and Food Lion and all those restaurants on Restaurant Road, not just the chains, and some of them owned by local franchisees, but it's also these small businesses that we're able to benefit as well. And so that's a big part of the why I continue to DoorDash. And the other part of the why is I knew that I was going to make myself available for service for you as your next trustee. And I knew that this would also have a great benefit of getting around town, again, to areas that I don't normally get into, the neighborhoods. And there's been so many situations where I've been in a restaurant or at a store, and I've been either waiting for an order or shopping or whatever else, and I'll run into an old friend. They'll say, "What are you doing now?" And I'll tell them I've been working in banking now for over a decade. But I'll say I'm also preparing to run for trustee for the last number of months, and then of course now actually in the race for you for that. And so of course we've had so many countless opportunities. I've been able to talk with other citizens about this vision and about this idea of serving you. And so we've had really a lot of traction coming out of that. Of course, as you'll see, I have my campaign polo on today, so when I'm wearing my campaign shirt and polo, we get all sorts of conversations going. And so DoorDash has actually helped me to campaign where people are at. I'm able to come and build these relationships and expand these relationships where you are out in the community, whether it's in the stores or the restaurants or other places as well. And so that's a big part of the why I DoorDash. And of course you can see there too where this helps to benefit you, because again, I've got this customer service background, not only from over a decade in banking, not only from 4 years at Chick-fil-A and Sears and all these other opportunities I've had to serve customers in my career, but now for over 3 years on DoorDash, even on the side, again, over 6,000 career deliveries. I've got excellent customer service marks because I take the job of customer service seriously, not just talking about it, but I am the only candidate in this race that has this great experience. I'm almost like a Swiss Army knife candidate, if you might go that direction, because I'm not one-dimensional in this race. I have a whole series of different areas of experience that can be put to work to benefit you as your next trustee. And so again, we've got this excellent customer service background, not just talking about service as a buzzword, but customer service is a big part of who I am, and the DoorDash is an extension of that. And so, of course, with that background, we'll be able to serve you more efficiently, serve you with courtesy, and serve you better. Doing a great job in the trustee's office now. All of our county officials and employees do a great job, but we can even up the ante, we can up the echelon a little bit, and we can even serve you even better. And so I'm the only one in this race that has the business background and business leadership background, not just, and again, banking, but DoorDash, you're almost like a self-proprietor in a lot of ways. You're kind of like in real estate and insurance, where you are self-employed in so many ways. You make those business decisions about which orders are you going to take, and how you're going to get that around. What are you going to do about keeping your car up, and just all these different day-to-day things that go into conducting business. In DoorDash, you have to do those yourself. You're not clocking in. You're not punching a time card, but you're actually having the opportunity to go above and beyond in service. And so again, I'm the only one in this race that has that private sector background and that private sector leadership in customer service, having multiple customer service management jobs. And so that will help you, and that will benefit you as we serve you in Putnam County. So again, I thank you for your consideration. Hope you will support us as we continue to go through this journey. This video, again, is just another one of our examples of how we're interviewing. This is almost kind of like a Microsoft Teams interview or a Zoom interview in some ways, because we've got almost 85,000 people in the county now. And so in order to build these relationships, we're trying to meet you where you are at, whether it's events, whether it's Facebook Live, coming onto your phones, coming into your homes. And again, with DoorDash coming to your homes with your orders and going to the restaurants and stores. And so again, we hope to earn your consideration. That's what this is all about, is I'm interviewing for a position to serve you. I'm interviewing for a position to earn your trust, to be your next trustee. And I hope you will consider us, and especially continue to pray for us as we continue this journey. Thank you so much, and have a blessed weekend.